the world of Apex Legends, selecting the right weapon can mean the difference between victory and defeat. While there are plenty of options to choose from, not all weapons are created equal. In fact, with the changes that came with Season 16, some weapons have become more powerful, while others have fallen from grace. Season 16 brought many changes to Apex Legends, including updates to weapons. The Hemlock has been added to the care package. The Vault SMG and Longbow both have been relegated to craftings, and shotguns have received significant buffs. Additionally, all assault rifles have had their hipfire capabilities nerfed, and the R301 has been hit with a damage nerf. The Nemesis AR has been introduced and it's on the floor. Right now at this moment we could count it as the most overpowered weapon. I'm still wondering why the hell this weapon hasn't received a nerf. Well, to help you navigate with these changes, I've created a tier list of best and the worst guns in Apex Legends Season 16. This list is based on each weapon's strength and versatility and is organized into 6 tiers. It goes like this. S tier would be must-take weapons. You don't pass it. A tier is top tier weapon basically, no need to explain. B tier would be solid picks, but replaceable. C tier would be okay picks, not great for main guns. And D tier, you're supposed to avoid these weapons at all costs. Alright, I know that's 5, but we'll talk about number 6 in a few seconds. So, that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. If you're interested, watch the rest of the video, because we're starting right now. Alright, here comes the tier list that we miscounted. Nemesis AR tier. This gun is ridiculously strong. If you have it, you're good to go. But if you see it in enemies' hands, just run and don't look back, cause you don't stand a chance. But in that situation, let's say you decided to stop and fire a few bullets. In that case, may God bless your banner. You're dead. Nemesis AR is not comparable to any other guns in Apex Legends. That's why I gave it a separate tier list. Alright, moving on. S tier. Legends, hold on to your butts, because we're talking about the big guns right now. These weapons are absolute monster on the battlefield, and you'd be a fool to pass them up. That's a big fact right there. Do not argue with me. Alright, first up we've got the Kraber, which is a care package weapon. This thing is a sniper rifle that packs a serious punch, and it's got the ability to one-shot enemies with a well-placed shot. Basically, it's a giant metal stick of, you're dead now. So if you see one, you should pick it up, unless you have no knowledge of aiming. In that case, just pass it, because that's the right thing to do. Yeah, just pass it. Just don't waste that 8 shots. It's gonna be worth it. Moving on, we've got the Hemlock. It's in the care package. This assault rifle is a real jack of all trades, and it's deadly in the right hands. It's a top pick for any players who wants to dish out some serious damage. Let me put it this way, it's like that one friend who's good at everything and makes you feel inadequate. This assault rifle can do it all, from shredding enemies at long range to dominating in close quarter combat. But again, it's in the care package, so you're gonna have to earn it by chasing down care packages. Moving on, we've got the bow check, the bow that's become a fan favorite. It's like Robin Hood's wet dream, with the ability to rain down arrows on your enemies from far away. The bow check is deadly, just make sure you aim well or you will be the one crying for your mama. And next we've got the Flatline. The Flatline is another assault rifle that packs a real punch. It's got a high rate of fire and enough recoil to make you feel like a real badass. You like that word, don't you? You wanna feel like a badass in Apex Legends, don't you? Moving on, we've got the G7 Scout, which is another fan favorite. This assault rifle is deadly accurate and has a fast fire rate, making it a great choice for players who like to keep their enemies at a distance. Plus, you can have the double tap trigger on it. The double tap trigger is a bit tricky. It takes time to get used to it, but once you're used to it, it's deadly. Otherwise, don't put it on because you're just wasting bullets. Last but not least, we've got the EVA 8, the shotgun that's all about sheer firepower. Once you pick it up, it's like a cannon in your hands with a fast fire rate and enough punch to turn your enemies into a fine mist. As well as G7 Scout, you can have the double tap trigger on it if you want to. If you pick it up, just make sure you bring a mop with you, because things are about to get messy, if you have a good aim, of course. Alright, we're done with S tier, and next we have A tier weapons. These guns might not be as powerful as S tier, but they're still top picks for any players who wants to dominate the whole battlefield. Let's start with the most popular one, the R301. This assault rifle might not have the same punch as the Hemlock or the Flatline, but it will make it up to you with accuracy and versatility. Whether you're engaging enemies at close or medium range, this gun is a solid pick. Let me put it this way, the R301 is a dependable best friend you wish you had in real life. It's accurate, it hits hard, and it's always there when you need it. Next, we have the R99. This SMG might not have the same range as some of the other weapons on this list, but it will make it up with an insanely fast fire rate. Just be sure to bring plenty of ammo, because this little guy chews through it like nobody's business. This submachine gun is like a jackhammer on steroids. The R99 spits out bullets faster than your ex suppose spits out excuses for why they cheated on you. Moving on, we've got the Wingman. Let me tell you, this pistol might not look like much, but if you know how to use it, it's literally your wingman. If you know how to use wingman, you have a wingman in the game. You will be getting laid all night. Wingman got the ability to dish out massive amounts of damage in a short amount of time. It's a topic for players who like to get up close and make things personal with their enemies. You're gonna need to have a good aim for this gun. If you have a good aim and a skull piercer, you will fall in love. But if your aim isn't as good as it's supposed to be, and you hit one shot out of the whole clip, well, in that case the wingman would be like that one person you hooked up with once, but you're not sure if you want to see them again or not. Go to the firing range and practice your aim. Then when you're ready, give it another shot. If you put the work in, you will see what happens. Next, we've got the Car SMG. It's another solid pick for players who like the close range weapons. This weapon has a fast fire rate just like the R99. The R99 is slightly faster, but the Car SMG has a manageable recoil. The Car SMG is like a little bulldog. It might not have the most bark, but it sure has a lot of bite. Plus, it's easy to handle, so even newbies can feel like a pro. Next up, we've got the 3030 repeater. This marksman rifle is like a fine wine. It gets better with age. So take your time to line up your shot, charge it up, and watch your enemies crumble like a stale cookie. Next, we've got the RE45, which is in the care package. The RE45 is like that friend who's always down to party. It might not be the most reliable choice, but it's always a good time. As I mentioned, it's in the care package, so it comes with a hammer point and a digital thread. So if you pick it up, you will have a good time even with your shitty aim. Next up, we've got the Peacekeeper. This shotgun is like a bear hug from your grandma. It's warm, comforting, and will knock the wind right out of you. What am I saying? Well, if you use the Peacekeeper, just make sure you aim for the head, because you'll be hugging the ground instead if you don't. Moving on, we've got the Havoc rifle. To be honest with you, putting Havoc in A tier is not a good choice. Let me put it this way, if you don't have the turbocharger on, the Havoc is like a toddler who's just learned how to walk. It's cute, but it's not exactly a powerhouse. Until you fire it up by holding down the trigger a few seconds extra, then you will be shitting all over the enemy. Without a turbocharger, this gun would be in B tier, maybe even C tier, I would say. But if you get blessed by finding a turbocharger, then you will be John Wick, and this gun would be in A tier, maybe even S tier with turbocharger. Next on the list, we've got the Mastiff. The Mastiff shotgun in Apex Legends is basically like the ultimate wingman for those who like to get up close and make everything personal with their enemies. It's like having a sassy sidekick that says, take that down every time you land a hit. This shotgun is so powerful, it's like a sledgehammer in a pillow fight. It's like bringing a bazooka to a knife fight. To be more precise, it's like giving your enemies a one-way ticket to the respawn beacon. Alright, let's start the B tier. In B tier, we have some solid picks. They might not be the absolute best, but they're definitely not the worst. Let's take a look at what we've got here. First up, we have the Rampage. This LMG might be a bit of a slowpoke, but it packs a punch that's worth the wait. Just be sure to bring a snack with you while you're charging up that bad boy. Moving on, we have the Spitfire. This LMG is like a chainsaw in your hand. It might not be the most precise tool, but it sure makes a lot of noise. It comes with a huge magazine, so all you need to do, close your eyes and shoot. Good to go. Alright. Moving on, we have the Longbow DMR. Hear me out. This sniper rifle is like a long distance relationship. It takes some effort, but it's worth it in the end. And hey, guess what? You can always find it in the replicator if you're feeling lonely. Next, we have the Charge Rifle. The Charge Rifle is like a laser pointer on steroids. Once you have it in your hands, you can light up the battlefield like a Christmas tree. And pretty much you can get your Ready Evo shield for free, because you will be sniping down people across the map. Next up, we have the Alternator. This SMG might not excel in one area, but it's versatile enough to get the job done. Plus, it's got a cool name, so there's that. That's the only thing cool about it, the name. Next one is one of my favorite, the Prowler SMG. This little guy is like a sneaky ninja. It might not be the flashiest choice, but it's deadly in the right hands. Just make sure to use it wisely, or you might find yourself in a sticky situation. And last but not least, we have the Vault SMG. This energy weapon is like a lightning bolt in your hands, especially if you have the digital thread on it. And as you may know, just like the longbow, the Vault SMG is in the replicator. So if you're feeling nostalgic, you can just craft it. Alright, frankly speaking, if it wasn't in the replicator, I would put it in A tier. Alright, in C tier we have some okay picks that might not be the best choice, but they're not the worst either. Let's take a closer look at what we've got here. First up, we have the Triple Take, a solid marksman weapon. I would say it's like a sniper shotgun hybrid. It's like a confused puppy. It doesn't quite know what it wants to be. Sure, it might have some decent range, but it's not exactly the most most reliable choice, if you ask me. Next, we have the Sentinel. This sniper rifle is like a high maintenance partner. It requires a lot of attention and effort, but it doesn't always give you the results you want. Plus, for the best result, you're gonna need to fit it up with shield cells. And let's be honest, who has time for that in the middle of the firefight? I don't quite remember how long it takes to charge it up with the shield cell, but I think it's about like maybe 4 or 5 seconds. Don't tell me it's 10 seconds. If I pick up the Sentinel, I use it as a shotgun. For medium range, I would say. It's pretty damn good. And finally, guys, we're at the end of the list, the D tier, where we have some guns that you need to avoid. Always avoid them. Don't pick them up even. Just punch the enemy. It's better. I'm just joking. First on the list, we have the Mozambique. This shotgun pistol is like a bad date. It promises a lot, but delivers very little. Sure, it might be able to pack a punch up close, but good luck getting close enough to actually use it. And let's not forget about its infamous reputation for missing shots more than a stormtrooper. And end of the list, we have the P2020. This pistol is like that one kid in your class who always tries too hard but never quite succeeds. It's pretty much the kind of gun that you pick up early if you have no other choice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Professor Mo, your favorite content creator of all time. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Let me know what you think of the list. Let me know what you think of these tiers that I made. And if you want to adjust it, feel free to put your suggestion in. I would like to know. Also, just to mention, I was spicing things up with humor. But at the end, pro players say that you don't need to chase down your favorite weapon all the time. You just need to practice and get better. That's it. Alright. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you all. Again, for the second time, I appreciate you all. And don't forget, if you enjoyed watching, please make sure you give it a like and leave a comment down below. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Because we make good content here, baby. You can already tell if you watched the video till this moment. So please consider subscribe. And I'm gonna love you forever. Thank you so much for watching. Professor Mo. Yeah.